Good day, grade 12 students. Welcome to Inquiries, Investigations, and Immersion class. Identifying problems and asking questions, part 2. But before we discuss the part 2, let's first have a review on the part 1 which we have discussed last meeting. We have discussed about the format in writing an introduction or the application of the three rhetorical moves by Suarez of 1990. The first part, we have the argument or claims. Second one, we have the discussion of variables. The third and the fourth, which is the related literature that supports and contradicts your discussed variables. The fifth part is the research gap. The sixth part, the related review of literature that will emphasize your research gap. The seventh part, the goal or the purpose of the research. And the eighth part is the related literature that supports your goal. Okay. Let's now proceed to the theoretical framework. Why do you need? What do you think? Why do we still need a theoretical framework? Okay, this part is needed to prove that your study is grounded into a specific theory. What is a theoretical framework? It is the springboard of the topic. Theoretical framework also provides the general information from the theories that embodies the findings and the investigations related to your research topic. Okay, you may be asking, how am I going to construct theoretical framework? Or what are the steps and how are we going to construct a theoretical framework? Okay, here are the simplest steps to write the theoretical framework. Number one is you have to introduce the theory, the proponent, and the year. Example, this study is anchored on the concentration theory of Csikszentmihalyi of 2002, where he posits that there can be no concentration without something upon which the mind may rest. Here, concentration theory is the theory itself. The proponent here is Csikszentmihalyi, and 2002 is the year. The second one, discuss briefly the theory. Make sure it is short and concise, but make sure that the needed explanation or information must be cited or must be there. Example, this theory explains that a definite purpose, interest, and attention will bring success in concentration. Concentration detaches the mind from all sorts of distractions and attaches this to the goal that one wants to accomplish in the present. Now, after discussing it briefly, you need to state which part of the theory best supports your study. Example, the theory further explains that if our mind is restless, this cannot make progress. Concentration purifies and calms emotions, strengthens the current thoughts, and clarifies the ideas. In order to achieve total concentration towards a certain task, one must be determined to overcome distractors, which is parallel to the study. Okay. And the fourth one, you need to elaborate how the theory supports your study. Here, you need to explain how it supports your study. For example, hence, this provides sufficient emphasis that the study skills must be developed along with strengthening their concentration or focus to a certain goal so that the quality learning and best performance may be achieved in school by Schwartz 2013. Based on the above mentioned theory, the present undertaking ascertained the learning distractors, study skills, and science performance of the high school students. Okay, now I am sure that you can now proceed writing your introduction part. Okay, but before that, we have here practical tips or guidelines in writing an introduction. First one, it should be relatively brief. Okay, as I have mentioned a while ago, it must be short, but make sure it is concise. Most of journals recommend less than 500 words. Okay, make sure to count your words. Second one, you have to avoid repetition. Do not repeat the abstract in the introduction and introduction in your discussion. Do not go into an extensive literature review. Okay, 2 to 4 most relevant and recent citations only. Do not repeat well-known facts nor state the obvious. Next, it also may use different tenses. Justification and motivation of your study. Use present tense. Example, soils store relatively large amounts of carbon in terrestrial ecosystems. Store is in present tense. The review of literature uses past tense. Example, studies showed that. Showed is in past tense. Or in present perfect tense if it is common knowledge. For example, studies have shown that. Have shown is in present perfect tense. Next, the objective is written in past tense. Example, the objective of the current study was. Was is in past tense. Okay, you may now proceed writing your introduction. Thank you for listening and happy writing.